Hello there everybody, Sabanai2 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Higurashi Kai Matsuribayashi. I had a bit of a goddamn stroke. Why did that keep happening? Anyway, in the last episode, Hanyu attempted to tell Rika about what happened in the previous timeline, and it seems like Rika has no memory of what happened. So, fuck. How the hell is that gonna work out? I mean, there has to be some way to get her memory back. So, I don't know. What's going on? You aren't acting normally this morning.
Do you think so? Am I acting strange? I don't know how to say it, but you almost look mature. Rika is mature.
Sure she is.
Hanyu, don't tease me today. You too, Sakutoko. Please don't goof around today. I don't feel like it. About a week, counting from today, huh?
Satoko looks perplexed. Maybe she thought I didn't feel well. I want to talk to Keiichi and the others, including Satoko, but I don't know how to start it. Well, I don't know. Might be kind of a weird thing to just suddenly bring up in the middle of a conversation. Oh, by the way, fellow humans, do you have, any possible memories of a previous life? Oh, sorry, I might be sounding a slight amount like a galactic tyrant or a terrible impersonation. I've been watching a little bit too much Dragon Ball lately. They like to goof around, so they may think I'm just joking. How can I talk to them in a serious manner? Chie-sensei, good morning. Oh, manager, you too. Wait, Irie's here too? Good morning. Good morning, Satoko-chan, Rika-chan. Oh my! Is that a headband for maids? That's against school regulations. You will be punished. Dr. Irie, stop acting like that at school or else I'll call the police. Oh, god damn it, why is it always around you people? Manager? Rika doesn't seem to be well this morning. Could you check her, please? Oh, what's the matter? Did you catch a cold? I still don't know how to tell everyone, but Irie is on our side. And maybe I can talk to him more directly. If I keep thinking about it, I'll still be thinking at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start with Irie. Hanyu nods as if she thinks that's a good idea.
Satoko, let's pull a prank on Keiichi. Let's do something to his chair.
Ho-ho! Don't call it a prank, call it a trap. I'll teach you how to set up a trap for Keiichi-san. Oh, good lord, at least Hanyu's gonna be having fun. Hanyu and Satoko run to the classroom. I think Hanyu left on purpose. I have to use this chance. Irie, can I talk to you? Sorry. I keep on switching into that voice. What the hell happened to this little girl's voice? Don't worry.
Irie, can I talk to you in the nurse's office?
Sure, that's fine. Let's go to the nurse's office. Irie probably thinks I'm going to talk to him about the Hinamizawa syndrome, so he agrees to go to the nurse's office. Oh, Irie, I'm going to drop the act right now. I've lived through multiple lives, I've died multiple times, and apparently the culprit is Takano. How do you react to that? I think I need to stop drinking before I head to work. If there's any change in my physical condition, it could be a sign of something serious. Even if it is just a simple cold, Irie is very concerned about my health. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick?
Irie, I'm going to tell you something odd, but I want you to take it seriously. It is a very serious matter.
I try to look as serious as possible. Irie is usually a goofball, but he can be serious when he needs to be. He understands how serious I am, and he looks serious himself. How do I start? Here I go. Irie, am I a queen carrier? Yes. The parasite that lives in your body is different from everyone else's. What happens if I die? Well, for one thing, I think one of the side effects is that your voice keeps changing to a weird witch-like voice? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, like I told you before, something terrible will happen. No, I should say I think something terrible will happen. Because we won't know exactly until you actually die. However, in the past cases of parasites living in the brain, just like Hinamizawa syndrome, the death of the Queen Carrier triggered things like group suicides and riots. That would be Takano-san's expertise. Maybe you should ask her instead. I don't know too well. That means Takano knows better than anybody that if I die, something terrible will happen. More than ever, I don't know why Takano wants to kill me. There's no way I can figure it out myself. Eri is here with me. Eri may know. I should ask him. Eri, please don't interrupt me. Just answer me. Is there a benefit for anyone to kill me? What? To kill you, Rika-san? Who? Eri, you aren't supposed to interrupt me, remember? Sorry. No, I can't think of anything. There isn't anyone who would benefit from your death. I repeat, if something happens to the Queen Carrier, all the infected people will reach the final phase within 48 hours. That is what makes the Hinamizawa syndrome very dangerous. The scale of the situation will be nothing compared to an individual case of paranoia or derangement. Does anyone benefit from that situation? No way. Killing you is tantamount to killing all of the 2,000 villagers. Nobody can even think about that even as a joke. If I die, all of the residents of Hinamizawa will become deranged, and may even kill each other. What a perfect finale for the people who are the descendants of demons, huh? Could that be what Takano wants? Since she always talks about dangerous stuff, it's obvious she likes cruelty.
Well, to be fair, considering the shit that she went through, that would damage a lot of people's psyches.
She always talks about how she wants to witness with her own eyes the cruelty of the man-eating demons she read about in the dark history of Onigafuchi village. So it's possible that she wants me dead just so all the villagers will develop the final phase symptoms. Of course, that's the worst case scenario. So if something happens to you, there's an emergency measure we are supposed to follow. An emergency measure? I've never heard of that. I've never told you this before. It's rather an unpleasant measure, so that's why I never told you. To the Erie Institution, the top priority is to protect the Queen Carrier. But if the Queen Carrier dies, and all the infected people develop the final phase symptoms, we are supposed to go ahead with the contingency plan. So that's understandable. If all the 2,000 villagers were to become deranged, there would be no guarantee the danger would stay within the village. The damage would stay within the village only, although I guess that can also extend to the danger. Obviously, it's a good idea to be prepared with a measure for the worst case scenario. There are things called emergency manuals, and among them, the one for the most dangerous situation, in other words, in the event when you die, is called Emergency Manual 34. For some reason, this gets confused on the internet for a Rule 34, which we have no association with. What is Rule 34? No, you are too young to know about that. What happens with that? Before all the villagers become deranged, they will all be killed. To be exact, a special unit from the Self-Defense Force will shut down Hinamizawa and kill the villagers using poisonous gas. I've never heard of that either. Sorry. I don't like talking about this either. I've been interested in things before I die, but not in things after I'm dead. The disaster happens after my death. I never knew something like that happened every time I died. Or rather, I made it happen. If the enemy is capable of erasing an entire village, then killing a little girl like me won't be a problem at all. Hanyu tells me to talk to everyone, but can I really stand against an opponent like that? Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, the existence of this emergency manual changes everything. Takano's motive no longer makes sense. I thought her goal was for all of the villagers to become deranged and kill each other like demons. But according to what Eri said, that wouldn't happen. The villagers will all be killed before that happens. I'm not Takano, so I can't be sure, but that won't be fun for her. It doesn't make sense to kill me for that purpose, especially since we've known each other for a long time. Is it possible for Takano and the Mountain Hounds to kill me? But don't be stupid! That's just impossible! Takano-san's priority is to protect you, and one of the Mountain Hound's important jobs is to guard you. That's simply impossible. Eri, that said, supposing Takano wanted to kill me, can you think of a motive? No, I can't. She knows better than anybody about the danger of a queen carrier. Besides, as you know, she is very passionate about the Hinamizawa Syndrome research. Killing you contradicts her passion. But the Hinamizawa Syndrome is supposed to be eradicated within 3 years, right? That means you're going to destroy the syndrome. What does she think of that? Well, the Hinamizawa Syndrome is an object of a treatment for me, but for Takano-san, it's research material. Actually, she's strongly against the plan to eradicate it within 3 years, and she's even made a trip to Tokyo to request an indefinite extension of the research from the board of directors. She wasn't successful, though. In other words, Takano wants to continue the research, but the Hinamizawa Syndrome is going to be eradicated within 3 years. Takano is going to lose her research object, right? I guess you can say that. I think I see something here. The Eri institution isn't a small organization. It's being managed by lots of people, and it receives lots of funds. That's the only way to research the Hinamizawa Syndrome. So if the Eri institution is to stop the research within 3 years, there really isn't much Takano can do. If it's going to end anyway, then maybe she wants to shake things up big time? No way! Things like that can't happen! But you know how she is, right? She would do it. She would kill me if she wanted to, don't you think? No way. No way. Something as horrible as that isn't possible! I feel like I'm starting to find Takano's motive, but seems like there's more. After all, the research will go on at least for 3 years. It's possible that during those 3 years, Takano's request will be approved, and the research will get extended. In other words, the research is guaranteed to go on at least for 3 more years. She still has 3 years, so why is she so desperate now? Besides, I'm going to be killed in June of the 58th year of the Showa era. The date may change a bit, but the month won't. That's proof based on a strong willpower. It'd be one thing if the research was being terminated immediately, but she still has 3 years. Yet she's already getting desperate. Her motive is too weak. She must have a strong will that it has to be June of the 58th year of the Showa era. After that, no matter how I questioned Eri, he kept repeating that there's no way Takano would kill me, so I didn't see how he could be of any help. However, if I'm able to explain Takano's motive, then I think he will be my ally. But for now, I think this is all I can do with Eri. I'm going to talk to Tomitaki, too. Tomitaki is a lot closer to Tokyo than Eri. Maybe he can tell me something Eri can't. I hope I can find out some important things from him so I can explain Takano's motive to kill me. Tomitaki must be in Hinamizawa by now. He spends a lot of time with Takano, but sometimes he takes walks by himself. I'm going to try to find him when he's alone. Tomitaki is in love with Takano. I'm a little worried he won't take me seriously. Thank you very much. I'm going back to the classroom. If you find out something about Takano, please let me know. Rika-san! Why do you think Takano-san is trying to kill you? You haven't developed symptoms, have you? If you doubt me, why don't you run a test on me? I said some terrible things out of the blue, so I don't blame him for becoming suspicious. Thanks to a test syringe he developed, it's very simple to prove my innocence. I have to take the test and prove that I haven't developed the final phase symptoms. The test result is negative, of course. It's just impossible for Takano-san to... No, just impossible! Maybe now Eri believes that there is a possibility that Takano is trying to kill me. I leave the nurse's office. I hope Eri will become curious about Takano and try to find out something about her.
So how was it, Rika? Did you find out anything?
Well, yes and no. It's hard to say, but there are a couple of interesting things. One is that the Eri institution is trying to eradicate the Hinamizawa syndrome within 3 years. Takano doesn't like this idea. She went to Tokyo and appealed the continuation of the research, but they refused. That may cause her to become desperate. The second is this thing called Emergency Manual Number 34, and apparently this weird rule that Eri refused to tell me about.
You mean Rule 34?
Yes, what is that?
You're too young for that.
Supposedly, if I die, that will be enacted and the whole village will be terminated by poisonous gas. They say that when I die, the villagers will develop final phase symptoms, right? At first, I thought Takano wants me dead because she wants to see what happens. But since there is such an emergency manual, the village will be gone before then. So, that isn't her motive. Every time I ask Eri, all he says is that it isn't possible. According to him, Takano understands the importance of the situation but better than anybody. Had to give myself a bit of a drink there. Therefore, she doesn't have a reason to kill me. I know. I've only asked Eri so far. We can talk to other people, too.
That's right. Unless we put everyone's power together, the miracle won't happen.
We need a miracle to defeat our enemy.
It's almost lunchtime. It'll be a good chance to talk to everyone.
But, do you think they'll take us seriously? They may even think we're talking about a story from a comic or something. I don't know, I think Rena might possibly have a, she might believe ya.
I think it'll be better to tell them honestly without really thinking too much about it.
Do you really think so?
Yes. Let's just try. Tell them in the way I teach you, and I'm sure they'll take you seriously and they'll help you.
This music! I'm still not sure, but Hanyu seems very confident, especially with this upbeat music that's playing that's supposed to be intense. Hanyu observes various people. She'd never talked to Mion directly, but she knows her better than I do. I talk to everyone during lunchtime, in the way Hanyu taught me. Stop these drums! That's interesting. And?
That's great, Rika-chan. How do you come up with things like that?
I know! You're so talented! If we work a little more, we can write a great comic. I don't know what to say. I thought maybe something was bothering you because you haven't been looking good since this morning. Why didn't you come to me first?
See? I told you that you could count on them.
Out on them, huh? It's all up to how you put it, I guess. Jesus. Uncle Mion can create application forms, make rough drafts, ink, tone, draw background, typesetting and proofreading, taking manuscripts to a printer, publishing, distribution, and support. He can do all. A good thing you came to him. Holy shit, you can do a lot.
Mion is great. She can be a cartoonist, an editor, a publisher, and a bookstore owner, all of them.
Wow! My dad says things like that too. Is it a popular style nowadays?
I'm curious about what kind of comic Me-chan will be writing. I'm curious.
Hey, come on! You're getting sidetracked. Let's all help Rika, okay? Okay? I told them all about what surrounds Hinamizawa. I told them that I want to write a comic book and that I need their help to decide on a setting. Adding a little proposition like that makes such a big difference. On you. You're good. Anyway, so if this Queen Carrier dies, the village will be destroyed because of some emergency measure. That's the focus, right? My goodness, if there was someone like that, she'd better be careful. Very careful. One mistake she makes, poof, the whole village would be gone, and we should just capture her and wrap her in bubble wrap and put her in storage or something. Jesus.
But she gets killed, right? If they knew her death would create a disaster, why would they kill her? Why? I know. All the bad people at the research center already know it will cause a disaster, yet they still try to kill I mean the Queen Carrier. I just can't think of a good motive for that.
I kind of see an outline of the motive, though. Can they actually find a hint without knowing any details? That's so simple. The fact that the entire village gets destroyed if the Queen Carrier dies is motive itself. Mion laughs as she casually speaks what's on her mind.
But, the bad person wants to research the disease, so why would she destroy her research object herself?
Well, that's simple. Just find some masterminds behind that bad person, that's all. Or someone worse than that bad person who wants to use her. Someone who wants to use Takano. Listen, if the Queen Carrier dies, a disaster will befall the village. To hide it, a mass execution takes place. That is basically a measure to respond to an emergency. It is a last resort. That is because once it takes place, although it takes care of the situation, it is a disaster in itself. You're right. In politics, they always talk about who takes responsibility and who resigns for that. If in fact a mass execution like that was to take place, someone has to explain that and take responsibility. Well, it's a secret operation, so I'm sure it won't be made public, and there will be many people questioned within an organization named Tokyo, that's for sure. Isn't that a motive to kill the Queen Carrier?
Why? Who gains from such chaos?
There are plenty of people. Think about it. The wind always blows in one direction. For some people it's a headwind, and for others it's a tailwind. There are always people who gain and who lose. I see. Oh, this stimulates my brain. In other words, if something like that happens, there'll be some people who have to take responsibility for it. And their enemies will gain from it, whoever they are.
Oh, that's right. There are always different powers and factions within an organization. Especially if it's a huge mastermind organization like Tokyo. I'm sure there are lots of hidden agendas and many different people.
In other words, there are plenty of people who want to be on top of the others. And there are plenty of reasons to assassinate the Queen Carrier.
Are you saying that... I mean, even the bad person doesn't have a reason? That there are people who have reasons to kill the Queen Carrier in Tokyo?
There you go, you've got it. Also, what about this background for the bad person at the Secret Research Center? The research will be shut down within 3 years, right? Then how about this? Say this researcher's hard work is about to be erased completely. I mean, she's going through a tough time because her life's work is about to vanish into thin air. Not only that, I think her pride is hurt too. That's true. The research this bad person has spent half her life on doesn't get acknowledged by the people at the top, and they even told her that it'll be shut down within 3 years.
That must be tough. It's hard when other people deny that which you worked so hard to accomplish.
Yeah, I know. This is amazing. My friends are the best. It's starting to sound like Takano.
So what would this bad person do?
Of course, the first thing would be to appeal. She would probably try to explain to Tokyo how important and interesting her research object is, and ask them not to stop the research. But if Tokyo accepted it, then your comic would be boring. The bosses at Tokyo turn her request down. They tell her that her work is a waste of time and that it should be stopped immediately or something like that. Iri told me Takano has gone to Tokyo to request an extension of the research. He also said her request was denied. Oh! Can you imagine her anger at having her research denied by others? There are only 2 things for her to do.
Satoko? What are they?
Simple. She can either accept it meekly or take revenge, right? Keiichi and Satoko high five. Well, accepting it meekly isn't interesting though. So she starts to think that if her research is going to be destroyed by others anyway, then she'd rather destroy it herself. She thinks that way because of her pride. Oh, that's where the hidden agenda from Tokyo comes in.
Wait, do you mean that if a disaster strikes in the village, someone has to take responsibility and someone gains from it?
Exactly. The bad person is depressed because her life has basically been denied. By using her, one can create a disaster without lifting a finger. All he has to do is join a group to make sure someone takes the blame. See? That's right. There's more. The bad person is depressed, and an ambitious young member of Tokyo who wants to kick down others entices that person using his henchmen.
She's depressed because her existence was denied, right? If someone tells her that he believes in her and such, she'll fall for it easily. The stronger the pride is, the easier it is to fall for such encouragement.
That means the bad person is simply being used by her evil masterminds. That happens a lot in battle group stories. For example, someone devotes his life to this evil organization, but with one mistake, he gets eliminated.
But in this story, the evil researcher has to be eliminated for sure, right? For the masterminds, there's no point in letting her stick around.
That's right. So, this poor bad person, she thinks she has gotten a little evil part to play, but at the end, her life is denied. She gets used by the masterminds, and after all of that, she gets killed. Although she's a bad person, people may sympathize with her for what she has to go through. I mean, but I guess that makes the story interesting, don't you think? Maybe I'll think about that for the next issue. Hanyu and I can only listen to them talk. They are truly amazing. They really are. It is very possible, especially if I think about Takano's character. Come to think of it, Iri kept repeating, that isn't possible. Could that also mean that is possible? I'm sure my friends can answer that question. I'm going to ask them. Let's ask them!
Oh, then why is she so desperate when she still has 3 years left?
That doesn't matter. It really doesn't make a difference if you're getting executed tomorrow or 3 days later, right? It's just a matter of the length of her probation. This bad person doesn't feel she has 3 years left. She feels she's been sentenced to die in 3 years. That's just the convenience of the masterminds, huh? They are the ones controlling the bad person. I think it is the masterminds who want to destroy the village at this particular time, not the bad person. That's because this is a huge operation. It has to succeed. The death of the Queen Carrier isn't the only key to success. The top has to decide to go ahead with the emergency measure. The responsibility issue after the operation aside, they have to take care of things like preparation, or rather, they have to figure out the perfect timing to do the most damage. After calculating all of that, I think they are going to get on with the operation now that the project has only 3 years left. So, in the end, after this bad person gets used, she's eliminated. She's a bad person, but I feel sorry for her.
I see. Okay, let me move on to the most important thing. To defeat them, how can the Queen Carrier girl fight? She's the main character.
My oh my! That sounds interesting. So the girl they are trying to kill has to run from the evil people, right? It depends on how you serialize it. If you want a long series, coming up with new pursuers and assassins one after another will let you go on for a long time. As long as it does not extend beyond the length of a One Piece, because quite honestly, everybody wonders when that's going to end.
If possible, we want a short-term and concentrated series, specifically 8 length episodes.
Oh my gosh, Hanyu! Okay, then we just have to take care of the bad person quickly and shoot for a happy ending. It's more exciting to fight than to run. But the main character is a simple girl, right? How does she fight? Girls nowadays aren't powerless. She appears to be weak, but she has a hidden secret power. She's a descendant of a king and she's a special rank hunter. Or how about if she's a fallen angel?
That sounds like a production of a junior high school students.
Hey Mion,
What's wrong? Do you have a stomachache or something?
No, fine. Uncle Mio's just not talented enough. Mio, and you can do it. The comic you're trying to create. Maybe you'll enjoy reading it in 10 years.
I don't know exactly what Mion is trying to say, but anyway, the main character is a weak little girl. She doesn't have any special weapons. If anything, she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Also, she's mean and she abuses me with spicy food.
Oh, that's great. I'll try that starting tonight. I see. So she's just a regular girl, huh? But for her to defeat a conspiracy, that's a very difficult story. No. To defeat them, I need all types of weapons at least, as well as I need to know wireless technology and how to fly a helicopter. If not, I need a professional who has gone through training from the Soviet Union's military advisor. That is extremely specific. Or someone who can take on enemy forces with limited weapons and traps in a jungle. Jumanji?
I have a feeling that if Mion and Satoko were the main characters, that'd solve the problem.
Huh? Uncle Mion? Sure, if he's in the story, it'll change the whole story. My fighting technique and leadership are special. Plus, if the story takes place here in this village, my familiarity of the place is excellent too. Besides, anyone who makes an enemy of Satoko is as good as dead. Right?
Yes!
I don't know what kind of a secret unit this bad person has, but they are nothing compared to my traps. If the main character and I barricade ourselves in the hills, no enemy can lay his fingers on her. Sure, they would need at least a bombardment from a warship and heavy-duty bombs. Even with all that, they'd still suffer much damage. Furthermore, I'd be commanding the operations. They better be prepared for a situation similar to the land battle of the Iwo Jima. Right, Satoko? Oh, they better bring on nuclear warhead if they want to fight me in the hills.
Your heels are amazing, but are you sure you can defeat the bad person's helpers? They are professionals, you know.
Surprise attacks and traps are very effective against anyone. The Vietnam War is a good example. The US Army, the most powerful army in the world, couldn't stand against the jungle. A multitude of traps set by someone who knows the area well will go a very long way.
Are you saying Satoko's traps would work on them too?
Of course! Not only that, they'd be very effective. The purpose of traps isn't just to trap the victims, they also make people extremely fearful. True. They are professionals, so they'll be extra careful. Therefore, the commander will become indecisive. He will have to decide whether to go into hills or not. That means we gain more time. So they would need at least a bombardment to capture us. But this isn't a war, so they probably won't go that far. I don't think that would be possible. Anyway, Mion is a professional when it comes to deciding on a tactic. And she is saying Satoko's traps will be more than effective, even against the mountain hounds. That's very reassuring. Oh, I see what they're doing. I think, if they do what I think they're gonna do, they're gonna casually try to introduce all of the cast into this story. That Rika come up with. And then they have their plan, right there. The flip side of traps is that they can only be used to defend, and it takes a long time to set them up. Also, traps don't discriminate. Satoko's hills meet all the requirements, though.
That's true. Nobody goes into the hills besides Satoko-chan's. Traps are everywhere. The main character can barricade herself by just by going there.
If I'm going to be there, it won't be a simple barricade. I'm going to use it as a diversion to draw away the enemy's main force, and then launch a surprise attack. Draw the enemy away and attack them from behind. Those are the basics of an ambush and counterattack. Never attack the enemy head on.
Oh, Mi-chan and Satoko-chan, you're awesome! But Keiji-kun and I am left out. Then we'll be the main characters. We'll fight together.
There you go! That's better. Now that we're all in on it, it's like this is the club members versus an evil organization, huh?
I don't know what kind of a bad person this is. I feel sorry for her and her friends. Though I don't know how powerful they are. Fighting face-to-face is one thing, but if we use our knowledge of the terrain, they have no chance of winning. If they think they are going to defeat me, they will need an Operation Overlord. Preferably the one with Ainzul Gown. Although, we'll fight off even that. Mion laughs and everyone else nods to her. This is great. I'm starting to think that if we try our best, we can defeat even the Mountain Hounds. If we fight directly, we'll be taken down immediately, even if we use a surprise attack. But if we set traps, and if we have enough of them, who knows?
See, Rika? Your friends are very reliable.
You're right. I don't know why I never told them anything until now.
Even if it's something you can't do alone, you can do it with your friends.
Even if only a miracle can make it happen, if we all try together, it can be done easily. In other words, it's a miracle. I'm getting excited. What is this emotion? I feel like nothing is impossible if I work together with them. Hanyu tells me that they defeated the worst scenario of all, the one where Tepai came home in a different world. I don't remember, but something tells me deep inside that that exact miracle is about to happen in this world too.
Me and everyone? We want a lot more ideas. How can we defeat this conspiracy? Please tell me a lot more.
Damn! That's a really good plan there, Rika. Good job! Ooh. That'll really get them invested.
Oh, by the way, this entire situation is true. I'm going to die.
What?
I only asked for Tomotaki. But Eri is with him. I guess Eri is bothered by what I told him this morning, but he can't come to a conclusion on his own, so he wants Tomotaki to listen to me too. First, he tells us he won't interrupt us. Then he sits down a little distance from us.
I heard from Director Eri. Why are you suspicious of Takano-san? She knows better than anybody that it would cause a disaster. Besides, Takano-san has been good to you and Satoko-chan, right? And now to say this about her, don't you think that's a little ungrateful?
I expected this from Tomotaki. If I was in the same mood as this morning, I probably wouldn't have continued. But I expected this totally, so I'm able to continue without getting upset. Tomotaki, please answer me honestly.
Why is your voice so weird?
Just shut up and answer me. And also think very seriously, too. I know Takano wouldn't kill me under normal circumstances, but is there an absolute guarantee that Takano won't kill me?
What do you mean?
Okay, who's... Oh. Takano is devoting her life to the research of the Hinamizawa syndrome. Is that true?
Yeah. Just between you and me, she's the most important person in the research of the Hinamizawa syndrome. Director Eri's position is just a formality, and Takano-san is the one who's really leading the research. This is supposed to be a secret, but the Hinamizawa syndrome was discovered by her grandfather. Takano-san respects him greatly, and she opened the Eri Institution so she could continue and complete his research.
So how does she feel now about being told the research will be ending within 3 years? Takano even went to Tokyo and requested the continuation of the research, but it was denied, right? Doesn't that essentially mean her life was denied? Isn't she hurt?
Rika-chan, where did you hear that?
Tomotaki goes silent for a moment. I guess now he realizes I'm not saying some random things.
It is true that Takano-san went to see the board of directors, and that she was evaluated extremely poorly. According to what I've heard, the research was ridiculed badly. She was told the research was a waste of money. She's been acting normally, but I think she's very hurt.
See? So how can you be so sure that she won't become desperate, thinking the research is going to be stopped anyway?
No, not Takano-san. That's impossible.
Again? That's what Eri said. He keeps saying it's impossible, yet he can't deny it completely. To deny the horrible imagination, he repeats the same thing over and over. In fact, even though we know Takano is the enemy, we can only guess her motive. But the only way to find out is to tie her down and make her confess. Tempting. But there is meaning to making Toмотaki become suspicious of Takano. It's important to make Toмотaki suspicious of Takano so he'll be my ally. Indeed. Of course, that is our club leader's tactic. It is a rather scary thing to imagine, but... Wait.
It's a rather scary thing to imagine, but Takano-san won't gain anything from it. I can understand her becoming desperate, but she has self-control. Time will heal her emotional wound.
Can you deceive someone because of their emotional wounds?
Deceived? What do you mean?
Toмотaki, if I die, something terrible will happen, right? An emergency manual will be enacted, and the whole village will be destroyed.
Is that right? I didn't know.
He isn't good at covering his lies. He just can't lie. He must be a very good person. Iri told me already. I don't want to waste time, so let's be open about this, okay, monkey? Oh, sorry, that was a little bit of the freezer sticking out there. The emergency manual is a last resort, so if it is actually enacted, it'll be disaster, right? Toмотaki seems to be wondering if he should confirm the existence of the emergency manual, but the fact that Iri has already told me about it, and I am the Queen Carrier, prompts him to confirm it, albeit hesitantly.
Yeah, it'll be a disaster. It's not easy to remove an entire village. There are many dangerous obstacles, and even if it has to be done, it's not humane. It truly will be a disaster.
I'll be direct. Someone will benefit from that scenario.
What? No way! It will lead to a question of who to take responsibility, and in the worst case scenario, it'll be an issue of the government, not just Tokyo.
So, isn't there someone who gains from it? If the emergency manual is enacted, the people who gave the order will be questioned. To be exact, those are the people who are funding the Iri institution. Is it possible for those masterminds to lose their positions after being questioned?
I'm not sure.
A post has a limited term. There are plenty of people who want that position. So don't you think it's possible for some people to think maybe they can ignite a bomb so they can get that position? What if that bomb was an emergency manual? That's what Mion said. She doesn't know anything about Tokyo, yet she said things to dismay even Toмотaki. Mion is the best commander and staff officer in our club, definitely. Toмотaki folds his arms. He's starting to lose his cool. I think he realizes what I'm saying isn't mere nonsense.
It's true that a big shot in Tokyo just passed away. He left a power vacuum, and there is a political struggle going on over it. Even at the Iri institution, its client, the Alphabet, had a purge on the board of directors. So the Iri institution, which was protected by the old faction, became a victim. The research was to be stopped immediately.
So if I die and the emergency manual gets enacted, the Iri institution and its masterminds, the board of directors, and the faction that owns them will be held responsible. In normal circumstances, the existence of the Hinamizawa syndrome is only known by Tokyo, so it's safe. But when there's an enemy within Tokyo, Hinamizawa becomes an explosive that's easy to detonate by the enemy.
Is that something you made up, Rika-chan?
Is it a fabrication, or is it the truth?
I don't know. But if I think about what's going on in Tokyo, I guess it is possible for some people to think things like that.
Toмотaki, you are a good person. You believe in your friend, and that's very noble. That's why I know you won't accept what I'm saying. But I have to appeal to First Lieutenant Toмотaki, who is an auditor for the Iri institution.
You aren't saying... Are you saying that's Takano-san?
Yes. Her request was denied, as was her own life. Not only that, she was announced by the board of the directors, so she is very hurt. You should know that since you're always with her, Tomotoki. Then, whoever wants to use her approached her and instigated her. Don't you think that's possible? People who are hurt often open their heart to whoever understands them. Someone might have approached Takano to start something that will lead to chaos in Tokyo. Tomotoki insists Takano-san would never do that. He repeats it a few times, but then he becomes silent again. Tomotoki is an adult. He must have experienced some heartbreaking events himself. That's why he can understand that Takano is very hurt, and that there is a possibility that someone wants to use her.
I understand what you want to say. I should clear some issues first before I can...
Wait.
Before I can fully trust Takano-san, huh?
Okay. Tomotoki.
I'll get in touch with Okinogi-kun from the Mountain Hounds and the Tokyo office to see if there have been some suspicious activities around Takano-san lately. The Mountain Hounds' specialty is counterintelligence.
No! The Mountain Hounds are Takano's men.
What?
This is someone who persuaded Takano. Naturally, he has taken care of the Mountain Hounds too.
That isn't impossible. The Mountain Hounds is a special counterintelligence unit. Even if there was a spy within the Erie institution, as long as they were on duty, it'd be almost impossible. It'd mean the Mountain Hounds are on their side. Can that be? But...
Tomotoki, please look into Takano and the Mountain Hounds. Erie is on my side, but he doesn't know too much about Tokyo. Yes. I'm just a researcher. I know my position is just a formality for their convenience. That's why I can't clear Rika-san's suspicion by myself.
I understand. It has been said that there's a possibility of the Erie institution becoming rebellious. That's the reason why I'm here. I'll get on with the investigation on Takano-san and the Mountain Hounds right away.
Thank you for believing me. This is the first time you actually believed me. I've been ridiculed in many different worlds. Now here's the question. Will Tomotoki let his emotions win out over him? Is he gonna come to Takano's...
Oh, by the way, can you believe this? There's apparently... I don't know, it just sounds kind of weird. Rika's really afraid that you're gonna kill her.
And then Takano's just gonna be like,
Oh, is that right? Tomotoki, could you come over here for a minute? I have this, I swear it's not a syringe.
I've been ridiculed in many different worlds. But finally, Tomotoki listened to me. Tomotoki will be a very strong ally when I fight with Takano. And I'm so grateful for my friends who prepared me to talk to Tomotoki. Yeah, you handled that really well, Rika. I got some information of the current situation from Erie, had my friends analyze it, and then talk to Tomotoki. Just as Hanyu said, I couldn't have done anything if I had kept thinking about it all alone. But now that I talk to my friends, things are already changing. Actually,
I'm going to hide starting today.
Oh, Mion's house has a basement, so that'll be perfect. I hadn't talked to Mion about this, but she would understand me now. So if you find anything, please get in touch with Mion. Please act like I'm missing from the village starting today.
So...
If you find anything, please get in touch with Mion. Oh. It's acting like it swapped characters, but I'm guessing this is still Rika. Wait, isn't this the... Did they just repeat the same sentence again? I'm missing from the village. Me as your mission starting today. Did they accidentally copy and paste, but... was this a lost in translation for a moment?
Okay. I think that would be the safest thing, too. I'll act normally. Nobody will get suspicious. I'll be careful. You act normally too, Director Erie. But please always be cautious.
I understand. I'll be very cautious. Tomitaki, please be careful. I have a feeling you might be assassinated within a few days.
Why'd you gotta put it like that?
This is the part that he has never taken seriously. Please hear what I'm saying!
Okay. I'll be extra careful. Thank you.
Then Tomitaki turns around all of a sudden. Eri and I sense something odd from his behavior and we get tense. Then, we hear some footsteps. We've been so careless. Did somebody hear us? Did Takano and her people hear us talk? I remember this distinctive laugh.
Kimi! My best friend!
Hello! One interesting group. Dr. Eri, Tomitaki-san, and Rika-san. I've been to Hinamizawa quite often, but I've never seen you three together before.
Oh! Hello, Oishi-san. Huh? Is today the meeting day for Watanagashi? It's still so early. Eri tries to change the subject, but obviously Oishi has heard everything. Tomitaki from Tokyo is okay, but it is too early for Oishi from the police department to get involved. Things are already complicated. Why does he have to show up at this timing? Anyway, this isn't good.
Well, when I went to your house, Hojo-san told me you were here. And I ran to your secret meeting. Sorry to bother you, though.
The air freezes and silence fills the air. The way Oishi is talking, obviously he is trying to sniff things out. I bet he only heard a part of our conversation, so he can't grasp exactly what we were talking about. That's why he is talking the way he is. He's trying to make us confess.
Come on, everyone, don't look at me like that. I'm getting embarrassed. Well, I brought someone with me today. Someone Rika-san would love to see again. I wonder if you remember Rika-san. Because if you don't, he may even start crying.
What? Who? I only can think of one person. But did he ever come in June of the 58th year of Showa? But who else could come visit me?
Come on in!
Oishi encourages a virile young man to come in. He looks a lot more mature than before. Akasaka.
Thank you for remembering me, Rika-chan. You won't tell me to go back to Tokyo this time, will you?
Akasaka. Akasaka!
I remember what you've done. I may have forgotten once, but if I forgot about it completely, I would regret it. So I tried to remember. You told me to call Yukie, and because I did, she avoided getting in an accident. You saved her life. And I'm here now out of gratitude. I feel like I've forgotten about it for a very long time. But now I finally remember. Sorry to make you wait for such a long time.
That's right. You made me wait forever, you asshole! And now you show up in this final world. You waited until the very last minute. How dare you! Oh my god.
I'm your ally no matter what. I'll believe everything you tell me. And I will defeat whoever it is trying to kill you.
Akasaka remembers some strange things as he talks to me. He's remembering about the sad world where he lost his wife while he was working on the kidnapping case in Hinamizawa. He forgot about the girl because of the despair and remembered her afterwards. He regretted not being able to do anything for her. That memory of a different world brought Akasaka here. Akasaka calls himself my ally. That means a lot to me, since I never thought I'd have an ally. I can only bury my face in Akasaka's chest and cry.
Oh, I don't see anything. Boy, you already have a wife in Tokyo, and now you have another young one here in Hinamizawa, too? Oh my goodness.
Oishi-san, no. This isn't what you think.
Akasaka? Oh my god. I complained that I couldn't defeat Takano alone. Hanyu admonished me. She told me that if we put our powers together and believed in one thing, we could make a miracle happen. I didn't believe her. But after I talked to Eri, my friends, and Tomitaki, things were getting better and better. And now Akasaka is here too. Was Akasaka supposed to be coming back? Or is this a miracle? Miracles do happen. This man never helped me once before, yet he may be my most dependable ally. Now he is back, and he's even telling me he's my ally no matter what.
See? It happens. Miracles do happen.
You're right. We can make them happen. If we put our powers together, do you think more miracles will happen? Then, do you think we can make a miracle happen and defeat the curse of the 58th year of the Showa era?
Yes, because we can only smash June of the 58th year of the Showa era by putting everyone's powers together.
Onyu, who used to be just a bystander, now admonishes me. She admonishes me for pretending to fight while I was actually a sulky bystander.
You okay, Rika-chan?
Yes, sorry about that.
Seeing you brought back so many memories that I lost my cool and changed my voice again. Me.
I wipe my tears and try to hide my embarrassment. This is like the best. This is the best! The Higurashi continue to cry. The sound of the Higurashi has been trying to remind me about something very important. I feel like it taught me some important things, and that brings tears back to my eyes.
I'm surprised. I didn't know you had such a wonderful boyfriend.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Akasaka Mamoru. I work at the 7th Reference Room at the Public Safety Department of the Police Headquarters.
Isn't the reference room of the Public Safety Department in Tokyo a secret department? Like the Cabinet Intelligence Research Office? I think it's a top secret intelligence unit.
Who would be stupid enough to name a secret unit a secret? Me? To be fair, I'm kind of stupid like that sometimes. Real secret units have totally innocent names. And that's true for Akasaka's department, too. It's called a reference room, but they don't manage documents.
You seem to know quite a lot about us. I didn't think there'd be someone who knows the true identity of the Public Safety Department. From the conversation you were having, I assume you have a certain background.
Well, I'm into stuff like that. I just happen to know, that's all.
Tomitaki-san, why don't you reveal your identity, huh? I always thought you weren't just a traveling photographer.
No, that is the truth. I just like taking pictures. That's all.
This is the final world, after all. What a waste of time doing this. Tomitaki is the one who is connecting us in Tokyo. But he is my ally.
Rika-chan.
Tomitaki and Eri at the same time. To them, it is an extremely important secret, and if someone was to find out, the Mountain Hounds would eliminate them. But it's okay now. There's no point of suspecting and doubting. I've had enough of that. It's already obvious Tomitaki isn't telling the truth, but he's still trying to deny what I just said.
You're Director Eri, right? Thank you for taking care of me when I was injured 5 years ago. You really did a great job treating my injuries.
Now I remember. No, don't mention it. I only did my job.
The Erie Clinic is also known as the Erie Institution, right?
Well, I mean...
Dr. Erie, come on, that's no use. We've already heard it earlier. You were saying that the Erie Institution's client is the Alphabet Project, right? I don't need to hear it from you, I already know everything. My department was tracing a huge amount of bribery, and also its masterminds. The Alphabet Project is one of the parties involved.
Akasaka is holding the top secret document he got his hands on that day. The document records how certain people gained public funds from the ministries and government offices by assisting projects. The masterminds claimed they were going to attempt to revive Japan by using secret money and secret methods, but that was a fraud even among themselves. The masterminds of these projects were making an enormous amount of money off of it. If that became public knowledge, the core of Japan would be shaken, and the government would be overthrown. No shit. That is what they were told, and that was the reason why the investigation was discontinued.
First of all, I want to tell you one thing. The investigation of the 7th reference room has been discontinued and we are no longer working on the case. So, I'm simply telling you what I found out in the course of the investigation. I'm on vacation here in Hinamizawa. I just want you to know that.
Tomotaki is still trying to hide his identity, but Eri is not. He must have made up his mind since Akasaka already knows about the Alphabet Project.
We already know that a huge amount of secret money has been going on into the Erie Institution in Shishibone every year. Also, the Erie Institution has a different name in parentheses, the Erie Clinic. The leader of the Erie Institution is Eri Kyosuke, a lieutenant colonel of the Self-Defense Force. A lieutenant colonel? Dr. Erie, you're from the Self-Defense Force?
No, I'm not. Tomotaki-san, let me tell them. Putting our client aside, we aren't doing anything shady. Let's not hide anything. It will only make Oishi-san more suspicious.
Eri is right.
Oishi will help us. I feel like even Oishi will be our ally. The best ally. That would be wonderful!
Oh, by the way, I'm actually secretly the true... I'm actually the true culprit. Haha! I got you guys!
Tomotaki finally gives in and admits everything. In place of him, I explained to them the existence of the Hinamizawa Syndrome, the Erie clinic that was established to research it. What is special about myself, and finally about the invisible conspiracy that revolves around it. Oishi is very surprised to hear what he has to say, but Akasaka tells him to calm down, so he listens quietly. Since Akasaka belongs to a special unit, he isn't too surprised. He keeps nodding, saying that what he's hearing is very possible. That is great for me.
Just as you say, Rika-chan, it's highly possible that there are some people who are planning something. Oishi-san, what they are saying is well within the realm of the possible. Ha! I feel like I'm hearing a fictional story. But if it's true...
Compared to Akasaka, who has a flexible mind, Oishi is having a hard time understanding these unrealistic stories. He will need at least 3 cigarettes, maybe 4, before he can digest what he just heard. I think Takano was suspicious, but there's no proof. I was asking Tomotaki to investigate so that I can confirm my suspicion.
Oishi-san, can you arrest and detain Takano on a separate charge? I may lose my retirement money for that, but it could be done, I guess.
There are some counterintelligence members from the Mountain Hounds at Okinomiya Station. Even if you try, Oishi-san, there will be pressure within the department.
I'll conduct an investigation on Takano-san, so if possible, can you leave it to me? I don't want anyone to get suspicious.
You're right. If Takano's investigation can only be done by Tomotaki-san's institution, then the police shouldn't bother him. Besides, I have a feeling that this thing is a lot bigger than we think. Oishi-san, I don't mean to sound cold, but maybe you should stay out of this. Akasaka-san, what do you mean by that? Just like you told me earlier, you're retiring this year, right? You have worked hard for many years. You're about to collect your retirement. Money is important. You need it to pay off your house, and you need money for your second life after retirement. This one is too dangerous. My instinct tells me that this case will be classified as if it didn't take place at all at the end. In other words, unless I'm prepared to lose everything, I better pull myself out of this. Right? That's what you're telling me, isn't it? Yes. I know I'm not in a position to tell you something like this. But I've been involved in cases that are different from regular police cases. I'm only saying this from my experience.
Oishi isn't a foolish man. He's very mature and very intelligent. If he listened to his pride only, he would yell at Akasaka for insulting him. But what Akasaka is saying is true, and retirement money is a heavy issue.
Yeah, I mean, I know that this is really important to him, but he deserves to have a happy life. He does.
Like, I don't want Oishi to throw it all away. People live far beyond their retirement. They still have 10 or even 20 years after that. Retirement money is the basis of that second life. Retirement money isn't just money. It's very, very valuable. People receive retirement money for working hard on rainy days and windy days and even enduring the times when their bosses pick on them. Even Oishi has mumbled that he was going to quit and look for a new job many times. Yet he endured. He has endured strenuous work that no money can recompense. He has worked like that for a very long time, and now he's about to retire. He is finally about to collect his long-awaited retirement money. It's not about the amount. Retirement money is like an evaluation of what you have done with your life. But if there was a deplorable event, there wouldn't be any retirement money. That means one deplorable event can completely deny Oishi's life as a policeman. That's not something that can be treated lightly. Akasaka is still young. Even if he loses his job, he will be able to find a new job. But Oishi is too old. His home loan can only be paid off with his retirement money. He's a grown-up, and that's why he can't do anything careless. Akasaka knows that, and that's why he said it to Oishi. Oishi understands too. That's why Akasaka had to ask him the tough question. He had to find out how strong Oishi's commitment was.
Because I wanted to leave some money to spend, I still have quite a bit of a loan left. If I had thought about it more carefully, I could have done a better job saving my money. But I wanted money to gamble and drink. If I'd lived my life so I didn't have to depend on my retirement money now, I could just jump into this case.
Oishi's fists are trembling. That's his way of weeping.
But, I'm a policeman until the moment I retire. No, that doesn't matter. I promised in front of his grave. I promised the old guy that I'd find his murderer. I promised to be a policeman until I arrest his murderer. In other words, me being a policeman isn't the issue here. What matters is that I keep my policeman's spirit until I find the murderer, even if I get fired. I'm afraid to be fired? Am I afraid to lose my retirement money? Yes, I am! It'll ruin my plans for a future life. I need a lot of money for it. I had a dream of living a leisurely life in Hokkaido, working in a vegetable garden, having fun in Sushikino, and taking up ballroom dancing lessons. Why am I afraid? Is my policeman's spirit that weak? The key to solving the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa is right in front of me! Damn it! Why can't I just throw away my police badge? Why can't I stop caring about the police? Damn it!
Nobody can say anything to Oishi. He's at a crossroads of a person who has worked hard and so humbly for so long. How could the young people who know nothing about what he had to go through say anything? You are a friend of the deceased construction site manager, right?
Yes. He was my friend, my brother, and my father.
Although it's only a formality, I am the boss of the Erie Institution. If the conspiracy that surrounds Rika-chan gets exposed, I will be the one to take the blame. Right, Tomotaki-san? The position is there just for that purpose. The Erie Institution, Erie is simply there to cover for Takano's research. Tomotaki knows about that, and even Erie is starting to realize it. Even if Erie hadn't done anything wrong, he would have to take the blame as the leader of the institution. That's a purification ceremony of an organization. That's why a leader gets more money. When everything is over, I will tell you everything about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. I actually have an obligation to remain silent for the rest of my life, but you will let me, won't you, Tomotaki-san?
I didn't hear anything.
Tomotaki is such an honest guy, he can't say yes. So this is the best he can do.
No, that won't do. Tell the brave Oishi Karada about it, the one who found the courage to help you. The wimpy Oishi Karada, the one who didn't want to lose her retirement money, doesn't deserve to hear it.
He is facing a dilemma. He is unable to accept it bravely, even though the key to the truth about the series of the mysterious deaths is within his grasp. To understand what he is going through, one would have to live his life. It is very deep and heavy. Young people aren't able to understand. I have some time to think about it. I want to find the truth and defeat evil. Need some...
Need some time to gather my courage. Just a little time. What do you think?
Why is he asking? Nobody here will force him to make up his mind. I won't either, of course. But Oishi needs someone's approval. He is still a passionate policeman, yet he isn't brave enough to take on this case. He wants someone to forgive him for that. But nobody can do that, and nobody can stop Oishi from sobbing.
Yes, I will grant you that time.
Hanyu? How long has she been here? Hanyu is here. I didn't see her come in. But then, she's always around. Hanyu is the guardian deity of Hinamizawa, after all.
I'll grant you some time to make your decision. You have been honest, and you've been tough on yourself until today. Your life is not to be taken lightly, and that's why you're having a hard time deciding. One should never be proud of a careless decision, or brute courage. A careful decision made by a person who has lived a worthy life, like you. That's what's worth being proud of.
She may sound arrogant to us, but that's exactly what Oishi needs to hear. Who has the right to admonish an elderly person like Oishi? Nobody does. Nobody but one. That one has been protecting humans for over 1,000 years. Hanyu.
No matter if you decide calmly or courageously, I will praise you. As long as your decision was made well.
I've never met you before, but thank you. That makes me feel good. Thank you for giving a coward like me the time of day.
If it was me, I would have asked Oishi to be my ally, asked him for help. But that wouldn't have reached his heart. Wanting help is my selfish request. I don't know anything about his worthy life, and that's why my words wouldn't reach him. But Hanyu's words do. Hanyu has never told me this, but she's been watching Oishi since the day he was born. Oh my. She's been watching what he went through. That's why she can say that. And what she says reaches him. Only Hanyu can do that.
Dr. Iri, there's only one thing. Please tell me one thing.
Sure. Ask me anything.
I suspect that the Sonozaki family was pulling the strings in the case of the old guy's murder. Am I correct?
No, you are not. You're wrong. We can explain everything about the series of the mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa.
I see.
Oishi pretends to scratch his head. That's what he has believed for a long time, yet Iri is telling him he is wrong. He must be mortified at least a little. But what Iri says isn't enough, so I continue.
Oishi, none of the curses of Oyashiro-sama are secret maneuvers of the villagers. The Sonozaki family, the 3 families, and the villagers, none of them are involved.
There were only misunderstandings, misinterpretations, chance encounters, tragedies, and comedies. The real identity of the curse of Oyashiro-sama is simply a misinterpretation. It only looks like secret maneuvers of the villagers.
So, everything I've gathered so far about the Sonozaki family is all worthless?
There's a secret family precept for the leaders of the Sonozaki family. It says that they must act as if they even command natural disasters. The Sonozaki family knows nothing. Moreover, they're even afraid of the incidents that occur every year. But in order to maintain the dignity of the family, they just act like they're the masterminds.
Oh my goodness. I see. I understand now.
If that's true, then that Oreo will... Damn it. She sure said things to mislead me. You're telling me the truth. The truth, aren't you?
Yes, I am. It is written in the Furude family's secret scrolls, too. You want to see?
I don't know what is so funny to Uishi. Something he's worked hard on for a good portion of his life. Well, actually, he's worked on it for multiple years. To have that all just kind of crumble down in front of him. To be told that all of the work that he's been put in was, I don't want to say for nothing. I can only barely imagine the kind of turmoil that he's just kind of going through at the moment. So it's like laughing is kind of like a defense measure for him. Nobody here knows what goes through Uishi's mind, except the girl who has protected humans for over 1,000 years.
I can understand why you're happy.
What? What do you mean?
The thought that you don't have to hate anyone is a very, very happy thought.
Oh no. The Sonozaki family still is an evil organization that controls Shishibone City. That doesn't change. I've been stabbed by one of them too. They may not be the masterminds behind the mysterious deaths, but they are still my enemy. That's all, but I just feel happy.
We don't know if what Hanyu was saying is right. Uishi believed the Sonozaki family was behind it all. Now that he learned that they are not, I'm sure he feels like everything he stands for is being denied. But if Hanyu says that's not the case, to hate someone must be such a painful thing. I can't explain Uishi's laughter. All I can do is to speculate.
Ooh, we are still going. Holy fuck. You know what? I did this for Dies Irae. I'm gonna go ahead and do this for Higurashi.
Uishi leaves with a cigarette in his mouth, saying he wants to cool off a little.
Fuck my sleep schedule!
Unless we find out if Takano-san is guilty or not, we can't move forward. Until we get a report from Tomotaki-san, we really can't do anything.
I don't know why Rika-chan is so suspicious of Takano-san. Personally, I feel bad for her. But what she said makes sense too. Rika-chan is an important person, and we can't let any suspicious people come near her.
Tomotaki makes it sound like he's going to prove that Takano is not guilty.
I guess I can't blame him, since he's in love with her.
I hope Takano is also not guilty. Takano understands me, and she was one of my allies. I had a relationship with her. I've trusted her for over 100 years. But Hanyu says Takano is guilty. How much can Tomotaki find out? To get people to help me, I have to find proof that Takano is guilty. So I just have to trust Tomotaki for now.
Tomotaki-san, please be very careful. If she is guilty, then you are in danger too.
I understand. I'll change my hotel without letting the Erie Institution know. I probably should leave Hinamizawa immediately, but if Takano-san is guilty, that would backfire.
That's a tough one. It is a basic rule to act normally during a secret investigation. Would you like to stay with me?
No, that's okay. I'll be fine. I'll be very careful.
But Rika-chan's safety is the priority here. What should we do?
What should we do? Hanyu, what should we do?
Using shogi as an example, you are like an unprotected king. As soon as Takano gets a hold of you, this game is over.
The basic rule of shogi is to guard the king first, right?
Yes. Today is Thursday. Watanagashi is in 3 days. You need to hide somewhere nobody can find you until at least the day of Watanagashi.
Any idea where?
I think you should ask Mion.
Well, that's true. The Sonozaki family's the underground shrine storage is an ideal place to hide.
Satoko should go with you too.
If I leave Satoko, people would question her about my whereabouts. She may be in danger too. That means I have to tell the truth to Satoko and Mion. It's not a storyline for my comic book, but I always underestimate their reliability. It is beyond my imagination. I need to talk to them. I have a feeling they will listen to me seriously. Oh, and you might as well go ahead and kind of explain. Oh, by the way, I've got Oishi, Akasaka, Eri, and Tomotoki on my... Okay, Tomotoki slightly on my side for this, so... Care to let me hide in your basement?
And they will be my reliable...
And they will be my reliable allies.
We're going in hiding for a while. Mion has a perfect place for us to hide at her house.
Is it really safe?
Yes, it's like a secret air raid shelter. It has everything we need. We can easily stay there for about a month.
The Sonozaki family's underground shrine storage has everything, in case someone actually has to live there due to their complicated situation. Mion has told me before that it's like a unique vacation house. I don't know how she can call that eerie underground torture room unique, though.
I don't know how long the investigation on Takano-san will take. But as soon as I find something out, I'll call Mion-chan's house. Is that okay?
That would be great.
To tell you the truth, the Mountain Hounds put a bug on Rika-chan's home phone for security reasons. So that works better.
Me? So somebody was listening to all my personal conversations?
No, it's just set to do so, but they don't actually listen in all the time. They only use it when they have a security drill. That happens a few times a year.
I bet my phone at the clinic is being wiretapped too, huh?
Yes. Well, that's because of the purpose of the facility. Please understand.
Excuse me. So how do they actually do that?
Oh. Rika-chan's landline branches off. Do you remember the little shack behind the shrine? It leads there, so they can wiretap there. Usually there's no one there, but once the Mountain Hounds receive orders to guard her, there will be 2 telephone observers recording the conversation the whole time. Of course, they don't usually record anything.
Is there a security drill scheduled in the near future? What about an order to guard her?
Security drill takes place in January, April, July, and October. So there's no drill this month. An order to guard her is given only when they anticipate an emergency, but it hasn't been given even once since the institution was established.
Who gives the order?
The director does, which is me, but Takano-san is a surrogate director, so she can give the order too.
If Takano is the mastermind who wants to kill Rika-chan, then she will use the Mountain Hounds to observe her.
That's very possible.
In other words, if people start to go in and out of the shack, that means Takano has made her move. That would be proof that things around Rika-chan are getting tense, right?
Well, I don't know if that would prove that Takano-san is the mastermind, but we can take it as a sign that danger is approaching Rika-chan.
That's right. Regardless whether Takano is guilty or not, that's what it means. As long as we keep our eyes on the shack, Rika-chan is safe and secure. That's a great idea.
But there is one problem, Rika. If there are no lights on in the house at night, it's obvious to everyone that there's nobody home. Takano doesn't even have to wiretap. As soon as she sees the house, she will realize you are skipping school and have run away.
You're right. And that puts Tomotoki, who's investigating Takano, in a tight spot. We have to think of something.
So we're dealing with the observation of the wiretapping shack, as Akasaka was saying earlier. Then there's the problem with the lights of your house. It's also a fact that it's better for Akasaka to stay in the village. If I put all 3 together and mix them up, I get... Triple ow, I have an idea!
Oh gosh! You aren't thinking of letting Akasaka stay at my house, are you? No, absolutely not! My house is such a mess. It smells and it's filthy. I can't let Akasaka come into my house. No.
Oh, Akasaka's staying over.
I said no! No, 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 no!
Why is Rika-chan making such a fuss?
I lost my cool for a moment. Nipa.
Huh? Just because Hanyu insists? Okay.
It is true that if Rika-chan's house becomes empty, there won't be any lights on at night. Leaving the lights on will be even more suspicious.
Agasaka. What do you think of staying in my house while I'm gone?
I see. It's a great idea. As long as it's okay with you, Rika-chan. Let's do that.
Akasaka seems to be pretty sure about this idea. Am I selfish for wanting him to get a little embarrassed about staying at my house? I should be ashamed.
Now she's doing the owl.
Everything is set. Tomotaki is going to get in touch with his colleague in Tokyo and start the investigation on Takano. That's all. That's what we can do from our end. Eri is going to lead his normal life. To act normally after things are already set is extremely difficult, but there really isn't anything to do for now. Takano is sly. She will never let Eri ruin her plans. Actually, Eri only comes into the picture after Takano has been exposed. I wish he didn't say he would help, but he said he won't interfere with us. In fact, there are some people who are close to the Mountain Hounds at the police department too. It's probably best if Oishi acts normally like Eri. I'm going to tell Satoko the truth and hide at Mion's house for a while, starting today. I don't know how long I will have to hide, but it'll be at least until something happens. Akasaka is going to stay at my house and make it look like I'm homesick. If something happens, coming over from Okinomiya would take too long. I feel much better to have him in the village. Everything will get started once Tomotaki finds out something. Eri says he hopes things will get moving soon, but I don't think we need to worry about that. They're going to try to kill Tomotaki on the night of Watanagashi, on Sunday, 2 days from today. That never changed in many, many worlds, so that's definitely their plan. In other words, even if Tomotaki doesn't find anything, things will get moving in 2 days. I warned Tomotaki again to be extremely careful. But still, if I still get killed, I will curse your family for 7 generations when I die. Jesus! I mean, I can't blame you for the hatred there. It's already getting dark. Everyone goes home except Akasaka. I'm still thinking about how to tell Satoko about Akasaka and also what's to come.
Worrying about it won't solve anything. Rika, you have a bad habit of underestimating your friends.
But how can she believe that what we talked about at school today is actually real? How can she believe me when I tell her that her life is in danger? In addition, I'm with this guy she's never met before.
Don't you think Satoko will believe you?
I don't know, but there is a possibility that she won't.
Oh, so Satoko isn't your friend, huh?
What? I'm startled because I feel like Hanyu just said something very scary, though she's wearing her usual warm smile.
I know Satoko is one of us. I think she will believe you and become your ally. But you're saying you can't trust Satoko. That's like saying Satoko isn't your friend. If she isn't even your friend, why do you waste your time telling her about it? Let's just leave Satoko and go to Mion's house, just the 2 of us.
What are you saying? That's crazy! Satoko is my best friend.
If you don't think it's worth telling her the truth, then that's it. You think a best friend is like a stray cat that you feed every day. I'm actually surprised to know that you have been letting Satoko live with you like that.
I didn't say that! Satoko is my best friend. My very best. That's right, she's closer to me even than you.
But you don't believe she will believe. It's a one-way relationship, just like a stray cat you feed. You know a cat can't do anything, yet you complain to her, that's it. Aw, poor Satoko. She believes you are her best friend, but you don't feel the same way.
Damn you! I try to slap her, but I can't touch Hanyu. My hand goes through her cheek and hits only the air. I can't believe she made herself incorporeal again! Hanyu disappears, saying ow ow in a teasing manner. I'm upset, but I can totally understand what she said.
Will your roommate agree?
I'll make her agree. Satoko has nothing to do with this conspiracy, but since she lives with me, she will be involved. For Satoko's sake, I have to explain this to her.
Should I wait outside?
No, I think it'll be better to have you with us, so she doesn't think it's a joke. If I can't explain well, could you help?
Sure. I will.
I go up to the second floor with Akasaka. I don't even know how to start. But Hanyu ridiculed me. I can't hesitate.
You know, okay, before we even get to this, I have a sick feeling that Takano's with her.
I make up my mind and walk into the room, and I'm surprised. My messy room is all cleaned up. Satoko is packing her pajamas and towels in her duffel bag. It's as if she's going on a camping trip. Satoko, I'm home.
Here, your luggage is ready too. We can't borrow toothbrushes and towels from Mion-san, you know? Besides, we can't let a strange man stay in a messy room. This is why I always tell you to tidy up your room.
Huh? I blink in surprise. I don't understand why Satoko already knows. If she saw me, Iri, and Tomitaki talking behind the shrine with Oishi and the strange man, she'd be sure to get curious. Satoko must have overheard our conversation. Not only that, she packed our luggage and cleaned our room. That means she already knows Akasaka is going to stay in this house. She must have come home in a hurry and got things done. So it wasn't a storyline for a comic, huh?
Me.
That's what I don't like about you.
Have I ever doubted you? I always thought that I was your best friend, that you'd count on me first. I'm sorry.
Satoko isn't seriously angry. Rather, she seems shocked that we talked about it at school is for real, and she isn't really upset. But this is exactly what Hanyu said. I thought Satoko was my best friend, yet I couldn't trust her completely. I realize it and apologize. Satoko turns around as if to tell me there's no time for apologies. I think she accepted my apology. She's getting things ready to go to Mion's house. That is the proof of that. Thank you, Satoko.
Akasaka-san, right? I don't know how you and Rika know each other, but if you're Rika's ally, then you're my ally too. I'm Hojo Satoko.
Nice to meet you. I'm Akasaka. The conspiracy surrounding Rika-chan is deep, and it's not easy to explain. He was afraid that you would reject her. Please understand her.
Of course I understand. I'm Rika's best friend, you know. If I don't believe her, who will, right? I can understand why she'd get afraid.
You are so mature. Rika-chan is lucky to have you as her best friend, and I'm envious of her.
Satoko takes Akasaka around the house and explains everything. She tells him that the switch for the hot water heater sticks a little in, that if the TV gets messed up, he needs to tap on it. She's even telling him about all the traps she set around the shrine using a secret map. Akasaka is listening to her dead seriously. I'm just imagining that cute little scene. When I see them talk, I can't help but smile. Hanyu is watching us. She's also smiling. But I feel like she's saying,
I told you so.
I'm going to pretend that I don't notice her. Even Satoko, who has a twisted nature, believes me this easily. Mion is simple-minded, so she will believe me even easier. Katie doesn't even know how to doubt people, and Rena has a sharp instinct, so she will believe me too. So everyone is going to believe me, huh? Honey doesn't reply, but she smiles as if she's happy to see that I grew a little. Okay, there's plenty of stuff in the refrigerator. Rika, you're asking him to house sit, so why don't you make dinner for him tonight? Besides, just to be safe, maybe we should go over to Mion-san's house a little later.
Oh, don't worry. I can handle that myself.
This is a chance to serve him your homemade food, Rika.
You're really annoying today. That's right, Satoko. We have to make something good, huh? I have an idea. Can you bring out the large kimchi bottle from the refrigerator? No, not that one. The one that says death penalty, not punishment. Let's make kimchi fried rice today. Akasaka, do you like spicy food?
Yeah. I love spicy stuff.
Oh, God, you're going to kill him. And you're going to kill me, too.
The cream puffs in the refrigerator are already expired, so let's throw them away. Ah, what a waste. I heard they are from a famous shop in Gogura.
Oh my god, you bitch!
What's that noise? Is there a stray dog around?
Night is falling on the 16th of June. Pieces are lining up on the final game board, one after another. No, pieces isn't the right way to call them. Night is falling on the 16th of June. We are gaining reliable allies for this final challenge. Our first key, Tomitaki, will be killed in 3 days. Fate is going to change before that day.
Damn right.
Oh my god. Is it wrong for me to feel a little bit of hope? But I can already feel that small twinge of despair, that possibility. When They Cry has taught me not to have complete hope. It has taught me that repeatedly. My throat hurts so goddamn much, but that was worth it. I think a couple of times I did get a little too into character, but considering you guys actually like that, I will not apologize for that, because I actually enjoy doing that. Everything feels too good to be true right now, and I am so terrified of the negative possibilities that might happen. Damn you, Ryukishi! So thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to brew some tea, because it's really...
I dare you to try doing this voice. Trying to imitate Frieza for a solid hour and a half. To be fair, that's actually not that bad. But I'm going to go brew myself some...
Get out of the voice! I'm going to brew myself some tea. So, thank you all so much for watching. I am happy. I'm going to bask in this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.